Hi, and welcome to my live again. Yes, I'm Shai Siddiqui, and today we're going to discuss about emotional drive. Yes, it's emotional drive. Previously, we learned about colored brain, which is actually genetic foundation of how you get clarity, of how you do things in a certain way based on your colored brain. Similarly, in emotional drive, we're gonna learn about a question of why we do this, why we do that, and this why actually will let you understand about the emotional drive itself. Yeah, emotional drive doesn't change by the way, but as we learned before, like for brain colored brain, it will never change throughout your life. Yes, I'm right. If you are thinking on that way, yes. But emotional drive, it do get change. Yes, at different intervals of your life, different events of your life. For example, you are studying in university and there were headphones on and you're listening to music as well, studying, and all of a sudden you say, okay, you got a job offer. You are going to a different environment, and there you need to act accordingly. So your emotional drive will change for sure. And similarly, you thought to get married, and that is not undoubtedly. Your emotional drive will change, and change for sure, without any doubts, right? So, and you know what? This actually enable us, and this actually help us rather in the ability to predict how people in a team will going to work for you. So this is in short about the emotional drive thing. Now to further discuss about emotional drive, we'll move on to the next part of the story, which is about some ancient things about few thousand years back. So, but don't you worry, I'm gonna explain you. I'm gonna take you there if you want to. If you're ready, all gears are set up. Okay. Yeah. So Rama, as we all know, our hero, Mary and Jack, they all were there, and Rama was looking at a picture of the pyramid of Midian, which was actually they started it to build. The start was okay, but after a few years, they were unable to finish it. It was a failure. And Rama started thinking, oh my goodness, no, why it went wrong and why it got, they were unable to complete it. And then he decided to further probe in, and he was thinking what to do, what not to do. And you know what? He was watching Back to the Future, so he thought, why not? If I have some kind of this time machine, I'm gonna travel not back to the future, rather back to the ancient times and to see what went wrong and why these people were unable to complete this thing. So somehow he brought his time machine. He has got, and what he did actually, he said, "Okay, let's travel to the time." And he just pressed the button, and ding, there we go, and shoo, 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 they are back to the ancient times. Yes, all Jack, Rama, and Mary are there. And they were expecting when they will reach there, someone there will be a lot of traffic and all that. But they when they reached there, they saw, oh, they got very, you can say, the ancient type of dresses they have, and there was no pollution, there was no cars, there were no nothing, and they were like enjoying the weather. And as they moved a little bit further, they saw Tap Tap. He was there, and he was there to receive them because he was the coordinator for the trip, for the tour. So, as committed by the tour operator, he arranged Tap Tap, and Tap Tap was there. So, they further move ahead. with tap tap, and there they saw a stone carver who was carving something on stones, and it looks like that uh, he was writing some story of Pharaoh, and then he think that okay, it means. All the things are written like on stones are the history things. So, and before that, normally what we think that you know pyramids are built by slaves, and this is why we think that way, because this is our encoded assumption. Why encoded assumption? Because we are watching Hollywood movies, and in Hollywood movies only slaves are building the pyramids. Yes, so this becomes our encoded assumption in a way. You can say that to some extent. So, but actually, that is not the case. It was built by the people of Egypt, that is Egyptians. Yeah, and how they built it, that we're going to learn, because people, even in ancient times, there are different level, different caste, and different, you can say the levels of people working, or maybe people with rich, they have got a lot of wealth, people with less wealth, people who are like at a lower level as well. So Pharaoh decided that okay, although my pyramid of my father was not yet he unable to complete it, but I want to do it. I'm gonna make such a pyramid that will last for ages, and everybody want to see the legacy behind me. Yeah? So even if I'm not there, this pyramid will remain there, and people will say, okay, how they built this one. So he decided he decided to call the board meeting so that he can have the opinion of all the directors and the chiefs so that he can move forward. So he called the board meeting and all were there. He asked the chief strategy, okay, how to do it? He said, we need these, we need, he was giving technical details. The HR guy said, we need to motivate people, we need to give them something. CFO said, oh, no, if you give something, it will cost us a lot. Pharaoh said, okay, let me think what we can do. And while having dinner, it was kind of a working lunch, working meeting. So one thing came into mind that he was like having dinner of clover fed beef, which is very expensive but very delicious. Only the elite people can have the access of this dish. So he said, oh, it's a good idea if we fed people with clover fed beef. And CFO, he just jumped out of the seat and said, what? Are you gone mad? It will cost us so much. Pharaoh said, it's my decision, and that's it. We are going with this idea. And believe me, this actually motivated the people to build the pyramid, because you know what, people get engaged, people know that they are being valued, and they have got something to do for a bigger cause actually, and that enabled him, that supported Pharaoh to build the pyramid. Yes. So, and this actually enables, when you motivate people, they are, they are so energized. They want to do a lot of things for you. Even if you just tap something on someone, that okay, well done, he will do a lot of things for you. Similarly, at that time where something is very precious and you'll be given that thing, just imagine how motivated were you. So let's move on to the next part where the coordinator tap tap take Rama and his team where the pyramid was building. And there they saw people at the ground who were working. They were just carrying one thing, and they were working at a level of skill. Yes, you can. You're right. These are those sort of people who generally like to work from 9 to 5, and they are like said, okay, it's my time with the post-war, let's finish it up and wrap it up and go home. Their emotional drive is not that high as we think because they are trading their skill against money. And their emotional drive is just, to have a job security or something like this. These kind of people are there in the organizations. Yes. So these people generally work at a level, or you can say a plane of self. That is me, and that's it. My time is over. I get money. Thank you very much. And these people are level of skill. These are not that motivated at other people. Okay. Yeah. So as we move further ahead, we saw more monkeys. But monkeys means people who are like, in a group or they're working in such a way that you can feel the energy, you can see how connected they are, and how you can feel the bonding between them. And you know what? That helps you enable to have more ideas. You can bring more new things, innovativeness, and you can feel the sense of achievement. And you can feel it, you can see it. It was exhibiting out of them, and they take pride in doing certain things actually. And once you go, definitely you'll go for your internal emotional gratification will be high because you are doing something and you are have something motivational to do, right? So I'll share one very interesting study done by Stanford University, where they gather data from top companies with top performers in any trade. And out of that study, when they interviewed people and they came to know about yet like that, small attribute from around, you can say, from 14 to 24%, people said that amount of skills you have is not as important as your attitude. That's right. Because attitude is much more higher than your skill. You got skill, but you don't have attitude. It won't take you much higher. You got attitude, you have got skills, definitely you're gonna reach to the top. So, actually, attitude makes you successful. You will feel the success because you have got the right attitude. We said we got the right attitude, you can do it. Yes, because as you go up to the level of attitude, you know you feel more grateful, you feel more happier, you feel more fulfilled, you feel more engaged, and ultimately you will add value to the organization itself. Yes. So what happened is, when they saw these people, then they decided to go further top of the pyramid, and there they saw the crown of commitment. Dun, dun, dun. Yes, the crown of commitment. They saw people who are working there. They were so fulfilled. I mean, they can feel that they have sense of doing something. They were so committed that, and they were actually at a level of cause. And when you are at a level of cause, you are self-actualized, you are so much committed, and you do things because you know that it has, whatever you're doing, it has some sort of impact on the overall objective. And then even though you are working hard, okay, or you put a lot of efforts, but still definitely your emotional gratification is high because you are adding to something very big, something very special, something very much which you feel from inside, and you want to achieve it because it has a greater value. And you will definitely will find people who are putting a lot of hard work, but still they are not at the level of cause. They are just doing it for the because they have to do it. But if we convert those people who are really working hard into people with the level of cause and commitment, then definitely your results will be different. So then at this stage, if you want your people to work at the level of cause, which Perot just did actually, he said, okay, I'm gonna give the clover fed beef to all my people, and this was like came from his mind, and he was like wanted to get things done. So from his action, from his behavior, actually enable Pharaoh to build the pyramid within whatever the time they decided. And because people were so much engaged, because people are linking themselves with that bigger cause, and people thought that what we are doing, actually we are being, they actually they felt special because they were being treated in a special way by Pharaoh. So guys, so this is we just learned about the emotional drive starting thing and how he can teach to the level of cause. Next, there are very, very interesting topics which I'm sure you will definitely wait for me. And just subscribe to my channel, click it, and wait for my next update. And I will take you to the next level, to the next stage, to learn something very new which you have never learned before. Goodbye. Take care.